a special contributor for the broadcasts. Also, she will be joining the crew there. You see Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. And CC will be making her TV analyst debut on their Basketball Night in America show for a game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Obviously, Clark, a big fan of LeBron James, so she'll probably have good things to say about him.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention, because what just happened in the sports world is nothing short of an earthquake. The ground didn't just shake, it split open. And most people haven't even processed what this means yet. This isn't some simple career update. This isn't just a player taking a media job. This is the official, undeniable coronation of Caitlin Clark as the single most powerful force in American basketball, bar none. And right now, the WNBA front office is staring at a full-blown crisis they never anticipated. Because it's official, the ink is dry, the headlines are exploding. Caitlin Clark has signed a groundbreaking multi-year partnership with NBC Universal to join their BA broadcast team. And let's be clear, this is not a cameo. This is not a cute guest appearance. This is a full-scale takeover of the sports media universe. NBC looked at the numbers. They looked at the ratings. They analyzed the momentum. And they made the boldest decision in modern basketball history. Caitlin Clark isn't just a WNBA star anymore. She is the face of basketball, period. Sam Flood, the executive producer at NBC Sports, didn't mince words. He said it directly and publicly. There is no more iconic figure in basketball, in the women's game right now, or the game in general. Read that again. He didn't say women's basketball. He didn't say WNBA. He said the game in general. That is a shot across the bow at the NBA's biggest stars. It's a warning flare for the WNBA. And it is an undeniable declaration that Caitlin Clark has risen to a level of cultural power that transcends gender, league, and every traditional boundary in sports. This isn't evolution. This is a revolution.
She said in the press release, "I'm really excited to be part of the Basketball Night in America crew this season. Carmelo, Vince, and Tracy are legends of the game, and Maria is a true professional. It will be really fun to join them a few times this season." And then from NBC, Caitlin is one of the most captivating players and dynamic scorers in basketball. We're excited to have Caitlin join Hall of Famers Melo, Vince, Tracy, and Reggie in New York for the launch of Sunday Night Basketball.
You have to pay attention to the details of this deal to understand why her critics are absolutely panicking. Caitlin Clark isn't making her broadcasting debut from some quiet studio in Connecticut. She's stepping onto the biggest stage in basketball, Madison Square Garden, on February 1st. A primetime showdown. Lakers versus Knicks. LeBron James on one end, Jalen Brunson on the other. And NBC decided that the only person with enough star power to anchor that broadcast is a 24-year-old from Iowa who hasn't even completed 2 full professional seasons. That choice alone is a message. A loud one. But the part that sends shockwaves through her critics? Wash sitting next to. She isn't being eased in. She isn't being protected. She isn't being tucked away at the rookie analyst desk. No, she is being placed shoulder to shoulder with legends. Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, 3 Hall of Fame icons, 3 top 75 players of all time, 3 players whose names are etched into basketball history. And Caitlin Clark will be right beside them, breaking down film, reading defenses, and analyzing the game as a peer, not an apprentice. This is what her critics feared the most, because this move validates her basketball IQ in a way no WNBA trophy, no stat line, and no argument ever could. It signals that the legends respect her. It shows the network trusts her. And it proves that she belongs in conversations reserved only for the greatest minds and most influential figures in the sport. This isn't a promotion. This is a declaration. Caitlin Clark has entered a level almost nobody reaches, and she got there at 24.
They made a big splash when Michael Jordan was announced as a contributor for their NBA coverage. Now, he's only appeared a couple times. It looks like it was from the same interview, but just the idea of Michael Jordan on screen created buzz. Now, similarly, they've created some buzz with Caitlin Clark, who was announced as a special contributor for the broadcasts. Also, she will be joining the crew there. You see Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. And CC will be making her TV analyst debut.
Before the celebration starts, we have to address the elephant in the room, the dark storm cloud hanging over this entire announcement. While Caitlin Clark is out here shaking hands with NBC executives and gearing up to take over Sunday Night Basketball, the WNBA front office is drowning in a full-blown crisis. The collective bargaining agreement has stalled. Talks have turned hostile. Communication has broken down, and the league is staring directly at the possibility of a lockout. Now think about the leverage move Caitlin Clark just made. The WNBA is trying to negotiate from a position of control, while Caitlin just secured a job that puts her on national television whether the league plays a single game or not. Lockout? Strike? Season delayed? Arenas shut down? It doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark will still be on TV every Sunday night, smiling, analyzing, building her brand, and reaching millions through the NBA audience. She has effectively told the WNBA, "I don't need you to survive." That is the ultimate power play. It rips leverage away from Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and hands it directly to the players, especially to the one player the league needs more than anyone else. Because here's the truth the league doesn't want to say out loud. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark to maintain its ratings. But Caitlin Clark just proved she can generate ratings simply by talking about LeBron James instead of playing the Aces. And why is NBC investing this heavily in someone who doesn't even play in the NBA? Because they're playing the long game. NBC just regained NBA broadcast rights after 23 years. They needed a seismic move, something that would signal their return as the new home of basketball culture. And right now, basketball culture is Caitlin Clark. They are weaponizing the Caitlin Clark effect, the same effect that crushed viewership records in the WNBA, and applying it to the NBA. They know millions of new fans follow her everywhere. Fans who might not care about the Knicks or Thunder will still tune in to hear her break down the game. It's brilliant. It's ruthless. It's perfect business. In doing it, NBC is elevating her to a level we haven't seen since Michael Jordan. And the symbolism is impossible to ignore. NBC used to be the House of Jordan. Now they're building the House of Clark. The reaction has exposed deep fractures across the sports media landscape. Some celebrate this as a monumental win for women's sports, finally seeing a female athlete step into the boys' club and dominate the spotlight. But others, the critics, the haters, they're furious. Furious a WNBA player is taking airtime from NBA analysts. Furious she gets this platform. Furious she's become unavoidable. They say it's hype. They say it's a gimmick. They say she hasn't earned it. NBC doesn't care. In fact, they welcome the hate. A hate watch counts exactly the same as a fan watch. Every critic who tunes in just pushes the ratings higher. It's a trap, and Caitlin Clark is walking into it fully prepared. We've already seen the viral clip of her calling a Phillies game. She wasn't stiff. She wasn't awkward. She was natural, charismatic, quick, funny. She isn't just a shooter, she's a personality. Sam Flood himself said it. She's thoughtful. She's insightful. She studies the game. She's not being hired to smile at the camera. She's being hired because she knows basketball at an elite level. And when she sits next to Melo, to Vince Carter, to Tracy McGrady, breaking down plays in real time, it's going to silence a lot of critics very, very fast. Then you look at the corporate machinery behind the deal. Xfinity, Comcast, NBC. This is a massive ecosystem all moving in sync to build a Caitlin Clark media empire. WNBA, NBA, commercials, digital content, Olympics promotion, a full-scale blitz designed to make her inescapable. And it's working. The WNBA just dropped its 30th season schedule. But all anyone wants to talk about is Caitlin joining the NBA broadcast team. Expansion teams, new matchups, new marketing push, all overshadowed by a single press release from NBC. That has to sting. Because the moment Caitlin Clark sold out road arenas, the moment her games outrated parts of the NBA playoffs, the power dynamic shifted permanently. So what does the future look like? The 2028 Olympics are coming to Los Angeles, broadcast by NBC. By bringing her into the NBA booth now, they're grooming her to be the face of their entire Olympic basketball coverage. Player, analyst, marketing engine, media icon. This isn't chess. This is 4D chess while everyone else is still arguing about checkers. And if the WNBA goes on strike, other players may scramble for overseas contracts just to support themselves. while Caitlin Clark sits courtside at Madison Square Garden, making millions and broadcasting to the world. The gap between the haves and have-nots in the WNBA, it's about to widen dramatically. Critics will keep saying she hasn't earned it, that she's too young, that she should focus on her game. But numbers don't lie. The Caitlin Clark effect is real. She is an economy. She prints money wherever she goes. And NBC isn't interested in being polite. They are waging a ratings war against ESPN and Amazon, and they just launched a nuclear strike. This is a message to the entire industry. Adapt or die. The old rules. Wait your turn. Pay your dues. Earn the right. Those do not apply to Caitlin Clark. She kicked the door off its hinges and walked straight through it with millions of fans behind her. So when you see her standing next to Maria Taylor, laughing with Vince Carter, breaking down the Lakers in prime time, don't see it as just another broadcast. See it as a coronation. The moment the lines between the WNBA and NBA officially blurred. The moment one player rose above them both and claimed the microphone. The revolution will be televised, and it will be hosted by Caitlin Clark.